We're back.
And we're back. Hello. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for joining our exclusive webinar. I'm Carlos Quirin, Sales Director at the Lacani Group.
This
And
is
with
Rahim
me,
Lakhani here, Rahim Lakhani, President and CEO, the Lakhani Group as well.
exactly. So we have some big news today.
Yes,
so,
we do.
as you all must be aware, the Golden Visa law is about to change.
Yeah.
But yesterday we had a game changer. Let's call it like that. Basically, the law went to the president, Professor Marcelo Rebelo de Sousa, and we got a veto.
Woohoo! What does that buy us? Good question, no?
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Just a quick insight and a quick resume.
Yeah.
The Golden Visa law, it's within a package called Mais Habitação. So this package, it's a long, very long bill. It has influence in a lot of sectors of the Portuguese reality, namely in the housing.
Yeah.
There are some proposals like forced rental to houses that are vacant. They want to end Airbnbs. There are a lot of things within this law. It was not a consensual since the beginning. We begin this debate in February.
Yeah.
And we are in August and still don't have a final decision.
Yeah.
Well, we have a final decision, but not yet implemented. So yesterday we had this veto. What does this mean? To explain to our viewers, what does the presidential veto means? Does it mean the law won't go through, or what does it mean?
Before digging into what it means, I think let's take a step back here and try to understand just one simple thing. What it means for Golden Visa is one thing. What it means for the Portuguese public is another. Okay, for Golden Visa, it's going to go on for another 15, 20 days, 30 days, depending on how the whole conversation ends up being. But I think this document that's in front of us, this is the official release in the website of the president. And it is, I would say, Carlos, a very strong statement. Okay?
It is.
Very, very straightforward. I mean, I have not seen President Marcelo Rebelo de Sousa put out a statement like this for a long time.
Such an extreme position with the government, right? At this point, they are together ruling Portugal for the past 6 years.
Yeah.
And well, in the beginning, Marcelo Rebelo de Sousa, which is from the right wing, was very friendly to the PS, which is from the left wing. But in the past, we have witnessed some
not so friendly, especially in March. It says this in the official letter as well. On March, specifically on March the 8th, this was the interview that was held by, I believe, CNN. And in that, he was, like we mentioned in the other video, inoperable. These were some of the words that he had used. In this speech, it refers again. And I quote, if you allow me, as soon as March 9th, I gave my opinion on the risks of an overly optimistic speech of high expectations for the deadline. This means the administrative machinery available and therefore of possible unrealism in the projected results. I mean, in the end, he ends 6 months later, the present diploma unfortunately confirms these risks. So he was very upfront about how the whole mechanism of this is not to the right notion, to the right execution-able kind of product. And then he reiterates again, I'm not an expert at the Portuguese law. I'm not an expert at Portuguese also, but I can tell you when a guy speaks from the heart. Okay, and I think the president here spoke from the heart and to the pen, and he means good for the overall Portugal, not just a specific portion of Portugal here, but he means good and he means well. And he wants things like this to move forward. The housing bill is a very strong bill, and it is good for the community. But I think one of the first things he said is that it's too complex. This whole thing is just too complex, too many things flying around, too many things just packaged. And to some extent, there is a truth to that. I have to kind of take sides also with PS here, because they worked really hard to put this together, and it's not an easy bill. They had many revisions over time. There are many consultations, so it is fair. One thing that also popped that was very obvious. It was very obvious in the first revision. It's very obvious even now. There are institutions that they have mentioned in the proposed bill, like Bank of Fomento, like IAPME. These institutions are first of all already
stepping away from the
very
responsibility.
very difficult to navigate because they're probably understaffed, they're probably overburdened with many things. And now it was clear that IHRU, they have a lot of things.
States that on this declaration.
He does. So I mean, I would love to have even a statement from these institutions on this bill. There hasn't been any statements saying, hey, you know what, we are taking the full responsibility on execution of this bill, yada yada, right? Like there is nothing out there that shows more of a compassion to this bill. So what does that tell me? That it is going to be a very long time before this can be executionable. What do you think?
I agree with you.
Yeah.
And I would also like to point another thing that the president states on his declaration. And I'm quoting, the presentation of the Mais Habitação program, which is this law that we are talking about, ended up polarizing the debate around two central themes, forced renting and local housing. The effects were immediate. Erased other proposals and measures and made it very difficult to reach a desirable regime agreement on housing outside and inside the Assembly of the Republic. So what he's saying is basically the parliament, the Portuguese parliament, is polarized. On one side, we have the PS with the majority, and we are hearing this on the news. On the other hand, all the other parties against PS, they weren't basically heard. Is what he's saying. So at this point, we have like PS. Okay, we have the majority. We are going to go forward with this bill.
Yes,
and the other parties are just. We are a democracy. We want to continue debating. You have to listen to us. But the fact is that the main law and the main big issues of the law were not changed. None of the other opinions, the public opinion.
They have a very my way or the highway mentality on this. Look, I can understand. They have the majority in the parliament. They want to be change makers. They want to be the ones that takes the full credit, if this goes really well. Okay, but associated, there are a lot of risks, not just for the politicians, but also for the private individuals like ourselves.
Exactly. Another thing I heard yesterday on also on CNN, late night news, and the journalist was stating something really important, that this is a bill to get immediate results. Which means they have to implement immediate measures. And there is not the structure, as you were saying, like Bank Fomento and other organizations that can implement this bill. Meaning, PS will have to have results within 6 months to 1 year.
Very fast.
They cannot have results in
very fast. And when you do that, what happens?
It's messy. Usually, in Portugal, we have a saying that a pressa é inimiga da perfeição, which means when you hurry up things, it's an enemy of perfection. So, and I think that we are going on that way. Some may say that this bill was sent, because there were some political, some political things happening and crisis on the government, with ministers being charged with several things, and this was like let's change the subject, the public opinion, to another matter. Well, I'm not going that way. What we need to understand, and just to still on the presidential declaration, it states regime agreement does not exist, and without the change in course, perhaps it will not exist until 2026. What happens in 2026? We have elections. So is saying to Mr. Antonio Costa, hey, if you're going that way, probably you won't be here after 2026. And I really don't know. The president has the power to dissolve the parliament. I'm not saying he will, but the truth is, we have some extreme positions right now, and
Yeah.
he's giving a heads
We
up
are
to the
divided.
government,
We
saying,
are
"Hey,
divided.
remember, in 3 years you're going to have a national vote,
Yes.
and the Portuguese people will,
Yeah.
You have to if this doesn't work,
Yeah, it doesn't work. Look, I think if it works, great. It will be one of the most pioneer things to do to have happen, because they will open up supplies from the vacant buildings and locked up buildings like none other. So, but the legal methods that one can adopt, imagine just this way: like, you own an apartment, you have kept it vacant, for whatever reason that you don't pay the bills because you've shut down the electricity, everything. Funny enough, there is actually a law that is already the current law that advocates that the government can go and take over private property, but it alludes directly if it is a degraded property, if it is something that is falling off, and from what I could tell from the open market is the excuse that was being given that about this particular law was that it already was approved, now we're just refining it. No, you're not refining. Totally different, right? So if you don't have a connection to electricity for 3 months, or you don't pay heating, or you don't pay water bill, or you don't have a connection paying bill for 3 months, well, we have the right to enter. Now, imagine this way: they will obviously not do the works themselves, but they will hire a contracting company to rehabilitate, because it will be in a very poor state and condition. That company probably decides to charge 3 times the invoice. Could happen. I don't know, right?
Sure.
And construction company gives the bill. Who's going to pay for it, right? If the government is going to pay for it, and how long is this person going to be liable for? Probably for a very long time. Now, in the worst case scenario, the person that cannot pay, now will the government put a lien on the property?
What will happen?
What will happen?
We can pay the rent.
Yeah.
And the government, I don't know, it will act as a fiador, as you call it in
Yeah.
Portugal,
A
like a
guarantor.
guarantor. So there's we could be talking about this for
sure,
hours.
for sure. Yeah.
But nevertheless, regarding in our viewers, most of them want to know about what's going to happen now with the golden visa, which is one of the items of this bill. So right now we have presidential veto. This means that he sent it again to the parliament. PS already said that they will submit on the beginning of September, because now the parliament is on holidays. The same bill exactly as they submitted now, because they believe it's the best bill possible, and they are entitled of their opinion, of course. But this is creating a lot of political buzz around this bill.
Yeah.
PS already said they're going to submit, so they will submit. What will happen next?
Exactly. In the short sentence, he may only have 8 days to finish up after they make the submission on the 6th of September.
Okay.
And because this is a political veto, not a legal one, you could probably force to sign the one that is already existing.
Okay.
The chances of this is very high. I will not downplay this. Okay. I will not downplay this, because 6th of September is already the agenda on the website. 8 days from there, in the second week, you could already have the results and say this is the law.
So meaning this just bought us a little more time.
Yeah. Well, today is what, the 21st, 22nd. You have here another 20 days. Okay. That is enough time. It is not all the time in the world, but just enough to make up your mind, to analyze, to do your due diligence, to talk to us, to make your meetings, to talk to the legal team, everyone, and make those declarations and everything else, and submit the file. So not as much time as you'd like to have. It's not 6 months. Okay. Sure. So it is 20 days, really.
Okay. So for those that haven't seen the previous webinars,
Yeah.
so here at the Lacani Group, we have several projects eligible for Golden Visa. We have the reduced price 280,000 Golden Visa projects. Well, we still have, because we have sold out one. The second is basically sold out as well.
It's completely gone.
Guarda.
Yeah,
sorry, it's gone. Yeah, 2 hotels sold out. So now we have Mirandela in the north of Portugal still available. So, and the viewers may ask, okay, but this is a bureaucratic process. If I make my decision today, can I submit it in 20 days? Is that possible? I'm going to, how can we help them to get, there is the money transfer, the bank declaration, the Portuguese tax number, all of those things. They don't have a lawyer here. They have to find a lawyer if they don't have already. If they have, they can support you, of course. Totally. But if they don't have, we have a team that can also support them on that. So, big picture, how many days if someone makes a decision today, okay, I want the Portuguese Golden Visa, I want the European citizenship and all the benefits for me and my family. I want to be able to travel within Europe, make businesses. You don't have to pay a lot of taxes. I want this. How many days?
Short time. Real estate option is going to go away. You only have the investment fund option after that, which of course we cater to. It's double the investment. If you have the intention to get for you and your family the Portuguese Golden Visa, which means without staying, for a full-time residence, 35 days in 5 years. I mean, that's got to be sounding very, very lucrative. Very simply said, in Canada, you must be at least 3 years out of 5 in the cold.
3 years.
18 months under the snow, at least. So if that is, something that you cannot engage in, EB5, which is the American program, also the wait time on that one is 3 to 5 years. Spanish Golden Visa, Greek Golden Visa, you must stay in the country for more than 7 to 10 years to be a citizen. I mean, come on. This is an absolute no-brainer, guys. Come on. This is an absolute no-brainer. You stay here 35 days. The investment is also 280 minus 30, 250. How can you go wrong? You just won't go wrong on this one.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense. So in terms of timing, if they make a decision today, we can, just to give a quick insight, yes, we have the possibility to help you. Okay, just get in touch with us. Via WhatsApp, email, you will have...
somewhere here.
Somewhere here there will be our information. Okay, just call us on WhatsApp, email, whatever you need. We are available to help you. We have a team of more than 150 people at the Lacani Group. We are based in Lisbon. We have 6 projects in Portugal. So, as you know, the family is not Portuguese, but we are here to stay.
Absolutely.
And we are here and are welcome to receive you in our office. As so many clients have come to meet us after the investment made.
Oh, for sure, and we have some great times. When clients come here, we receive them, of course, at the airport or from their hotel. We meet at the office. We go to the sites, or they go to the sites themselves. Our construction teams, visit them. You have lunches here. You enjoy. We have a person that for hospitality.
All of our projects are already ongoing.
It's already ongoing.
It's just 3D drawings. Selling the possibility of the future, like other developers have, which we respect. But it will be built in 5 years. Best case scenario. We have projects going to operate in next year. So come and visit us. Visit our projects. Get in touch. Just to finish up what I was saying, I would say that hey, if you get in touch, we explain you everything, send us the necessary documents, the timelines within 3 to 5 days, worst case scenario 6-7 days, we can submit your application. Okay, it's just a matter of getting the documentation. We can help you clarify everything.
Super easy.
Everything ready, and you can still have this, I won't say the American dream, let's call it the Portuguese dream.
Which is a big dream.
The golden Portuguese dream.
The golden dream. Let me end the webinar on just one final note, and I quote again, because this is, you should read this speech. Okay, we'll send it out in our mail blast, but you should really read the speech, and let's end it on this note. And he says, in the end, in the very end, I know, and we all know, that the parliamentary absolute majority can repeat, okay, in a few weeks. This is in writing. I'm not saying this. In the few weeks, the approval that was just voted. He is already expecting the bill to come back, to be forced, to be signed, and to be published. Okay, so this is in writing right here, right now. So take note of this. This is the fine line. This is the bottom line. So talk to us, get things going. We're here to help you guys.
And they already confirmed.
Yeah,
the government already confirmed they're going to submit it, and it will get approved. So
that's it.
Still have some time, but this will end.
This will end. 20
This,
days.
as you know,
20 days. 20 days. 2-0. All right, guys. Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it. See you probably in about a week. Take care.
Bye-bye.